Every time the girl bought a drink, she would drop a coin on purpose. Then she would pretend to look for it. Her real goal was to scare the little ghosts hiding under the vending machine. Those little ghosts were timid by nature. They were not aggressive at all. If someone saw them, they would run away at once. The feeling of being feared by a ghost gave Miko a bold idea. She wanted to catch one and keep it at home. So she made the coin roll toward a little ghost. Then she pretended to chase after it. But she failed to catch the little ghost. Instead, she ran into its mother. The evil spirit stared straight at Miko. Miko froze in fear. But she could not let them know she could see them. She had to stay calm and pick up the coin. Because once the ghosts realized she could see them, she would be eaten on the spot. Just as her fingers almost touched the coin, the evil spirit suddenly slammed its hand down beside it. It was testing Miko. Miko was so scared that her fingers went weak. She could not pick up the coin at all. Then the evil spirit tested her again. A terrible stench rushed over her. Miko was about to break. But suddenly, a crow flew down and took the coin away. By accident, it saved Miko's life. After she got home, Miko tried to wash her face and calm down. But the moment she looked up, she saw a ghost standing behind her. The ghost twisted its neck wildly. Then it pushed its head right in front of her face. Miko thought fast. She pretended something had gotten in her eye. Then she lowered her head and kept washing her face. She thought that if she looked up again, the ghost would disappear like in a movie. But reality was not that simple. The ghost was still staring at her. Miko had no choice but to keep washing her face. They stayed like that for 20 full minutes before the ghost finally left. After escaping that danger, Miko rushed to the kitchen to find coarse salt. She placed a bowl of salt in the corner. She hoped this old hometown belief could drive the evil spirits away. At the same time, Miko lay in bed and searched online. People online said prayer beads could ward off evil. After deciding to buy some, she finally tried to sleep. But then, something under the blanket began to move. Miko lifted the blanket and looked. She saw a ghost baby calling her mommy. She could only cover it back up in silence. She wanted to act like nothing had happened, but she could not hide her fear. Even worse, the pile of salt in the corner had somehow shrunk by more than half. The next morning, Miko quickly lifted the blanket to check. Luckily, the ghost was gone. In front of the bathroom mirror, the ghost from last night did not appear either. Everything was quiet, like it had all been a nightmare. Miko had no choice but to go to school. But then, a pair of hands suddenly reached out from behind her. She was so scared that she jumped back against the wall. Only after she saw it was her friend Hannah did she finally relax. But as soon as Miko looked around with caution, a ghost seemed to notice her gaze. It walked through the wall with excitement. Hannah thought Miko was just spacing out. She had no idea a ghost was standing right beside her. Luckily, Miko did not move. When the ghost saw no reaction from her, it soon turned and left. After school, Miko wanted to buy a donut to calm herself down. Hannah suddenly asked why she was not standing in the normal line. Only then did Miko realize she had joined a line of ghosts. At the end of the line, a toad-like monster was eating. Hannah pulled her back. Once again, she saved Miko without even knowing it. From then on, Miko's spiritual sight grew stronger. She saw more and more ghosts. They also became clearer. Even at home, she could see huge, terrifying shadows. One morning, a ghost stood beside the dining table. It stretched out its tongue and licked her breakfast. Miko was shaking with fear. But she still had to act calm and keep eating. Just then, her younger brother casually mentioned something. The pudding in the fridge last year had actually been eaten by their father. When Miko heard that, all the feelings she had been holding back came out. Fear, pain, and sadness all hit her at once. She quickly said she was full and turned to leave. But before she went out, Miko returned to the kitchen. She took a pudding from the fridge. Then she placed it in front of her father's memorial tablet. It turned out her father had already passed away. The one who stayed in the house was only his spirit. He simply could not leave his family behind. Miko lowered her head. She did not dare to look in her father's direction. In the end, she could only face the memorial tablet. Then she softly said the words she should have said long ago.